we have an Illaoi support with a sweet old Lucian top lane. Actually, no. No. What we're going to do, what we should do is play this intelligently. So we have Lucian down here. Whatever. Who's the support? Who's their support? It was Sona. Shaco. Shaco's the jungler. Illaoi is the jungler. Garen's the top laner. Yeah. Alright then. Hello everybody. Welcome back to another exciting adventure of learning how to actually cast League. I'm going to be your host for the evening, Conan. The Vicar, the Cleric, whatever synonym you want to use for Priest. But I am that man at the moment. If you haven't noticed, right now we have an interesting game for you. On blue side team, we in the top lane, we have Garen versus a very, very nice Wukong. And pretty Wukong too, with all the golden skin. He's got a really nice animation too when he's running. In the jungle, we have Shaco on blue team versus a Illaoi. We haven't seen enough of Illaoi, so we have to see more of her. In the middle lane, we have everybody's favorite OG hyper carry in the middle lane, Katarina, on the red side, versus an Annie who's just starting to move off of the platform. In bottom lane, Ezreal and Sona, an aggressive lane if I've ever seen one, against a Lucian and Illaoi. Also of note, Illaoi is the person that we are spectating in this game. Right now, these are promos, it's a ranked game. Obviously, the bans that went through, Jax, Dr. Mundo, Tom Kench, there's a reason why you're not seeing those champions in-game. It's not simply because these players can't play them, it's due to the fact that those immediately get banned every single time. Zed probably gets banned as well. I just know that Mundo, Jax, and Tom managed to get the ban hammer of ban hammers, as they're also want to do currently. So, in all honesty, with the way that these teams look like, you could make a very, very stirring recommendation for red team to win. Simply on the veneer of that you have a Wukong ultimate, into a Illaoi just traps, into Illaoi who's just a master of team fighting right now with very, very, very little actual counterplay to. And, you know, you're just gonna play off of that. However, the problem is they have to get to that kind of scenario. And not with the way that that's being played right now. Garen going immediately very hard on Wukong. Will he flash actually for the kill? He burns Ignite. He doesn't have flash. He has Ignite and Teleport. Alright then, Wukong doing a little bit of damage. Not understanding that he's level 1 against a Garen who's also level 1. Garen also took Q, so that's a lot of burst damage at his disposal. Shaco taking a lot of damage from Illaoi. Immediately just going away. He's juking like a pro. Katarina doing what she can. But will it be enough to kill the, well, Shaco, whom, oh my god, Shaco, what are you doing? Shaco puts a box down, manages to live. Impressive, and considering the fact that he didn't burn his, he has no flash actually, so that's a non-problem. Shaco has a 6-second flash anyway, and Wukong goes immediately hard on a Garen. Let's actually back that up. Let's back that up right now. Wukong fighting Garen. Garen's still fighting a Wukong who has armor penetration on a Q. But he took E like all respectable Wukongs. Garen still not respecting the Wukong damage. Wukong with teleport. Or, I'm sorry, Wukong with Ignite. And that's a dead Garen with when you have Ignite like that. Illaoi trying to do what she can in order to stave off the Ezreal. And Ezreal just dies because he focuses and doesn't respect the Illaoi and Lucian damage. That's the scenario you get. Wukong with the first blood. That's gonna be hard for Garen to come back to. If Garen wants any hope of succeeding in this game, he has to build tank. If he tries to first build a Black Cleaver, he has failed at this game. Because he will not get anywhere near where he needs to be. Alright, well, Sona caught out. Lucian doing a lot of damage, along with Illaoi. Illaoi is managing to show people that she should belong there. She's not even using the E right now, effectively. What she's doing is just tentacle damage. If you haven't seen Illaoi's support, I guarantee you, if you're playing against it, it's one of the most infuriating things you've ever played against. Simply because there's no counterplay. However, Garen going on the clone. He doesn't manage to silence Wukong proper, just the clone of it. But Wukong taking a bunch of damage from 52 minions. It's not going to be enough. And Garen and Wukong immediately go out. Wukong burns his E on a minion. That could prove to be rather, well, harmful towards him. But Garen's not doing anything with it. Ezreal coming back with a Fairy Charm in order to build Blue's Reel, it seems. Oh, and the E is good from Illaoi, but there's not a lot of damage. However, Ezreal does manage to get the E. Oh my god, what happened to Lucian? He must have gotten crescendoed from Sona. Oh, there's the Ezreal damage on Lucian. Lucian playing too far behind, or too far back, and there's the crescendo Q on Lucian. That just hurts. Illaoi has the exhaust burn, trying to juke all of the skills and like her existence, doing quite a good job of it. Oh, and if the Q had landed, she may have had a chance. Garen has Grasp of the Undying. He doesn't have Thunderlords, as most people have seen. What that means for Garen is that he's a much more effective fighter because he can play from behind now. However, that also means that his effective damage is lower, but you don't care about damage when you're behind oft times. What you care about is living, and Grasp of the Undying will give him that ability. Nidalee going in onto Ezreal. Ezreal arcane shifting away. Nidalee acting like the proper person that she should be and running away. However, will the Grasp continue? Annie coming in from the side, looking to do what she can. The stun is not actually on there. Flashing coming from Annie. They're trying to kill the Nidalee. Katarina coming in to reinforce. Annie has the stun now, however, but it's not good. However, bottom lane trying to corner them. That's Ezreal with a little bit of damage from Illaoi. The E is good, and there's going to be a lot of stuff. If that manages to get off, Soda's now a vessel. What will that mean for the rest of them? It looks like she can actually juke, which is good enough. However, and Ezreal was recalling. He managed to recall fast enough. Faster than Illaoi could actually manage to do things. Tentacle's still not good enough. However, Annie, we haven't focused much on Annie this game. Mostly because there hasn't been a lot of action going on in mid lane beyond the normal poke and prod. But Annie is doing she has decent map awareness considering the rank of about silver to bronze, silver, and gold. We're in that bracket of stuff right now. And she's doing very well reinforcing people that need to be reinforced. So props to Annie, props to Annie. Ooh, this could be very ugly. Shaco is trying to get his stuff, and Nidalee's BMing right now. The spear is good, but is it good enough for damage? Is it good enough for a kill? It's not. But it was a fun thought. It's always a fun thought. Alright, Nidalee's still in the middle of blue team's jungle, and no one else has managed to answer this. Sona is not dead. However, Shaco plays a little bit too close to the fire and gets burned. If anyone's playing Shaco right now, know that this is suicide. You're level 3, you're up against a Nidalee and a Katarina who's no longer in the middle lane, and you just decide to take a bajillion damage and you get nothing from it. That always hurts. That always hurts. Not gonna lie. Oh, yeah. Garen fighting Wukong. Wukong kicking his ass. Nothing more needs to be said about that. Illaoi. Oh, how did Illaoi die? Okay. Bottom lane fight from Ezreal, immediately queuing onto onto Illaoi. Words, my friends. Words. Lucian flashing out. There's just a lot of damage going on right now, and there's a lot of actions that are going on, but it's a bit more tempered than the last game that we played. It's a bit more tempered than the last game we played. Alright. Mid lane, poke from Katarina onto Annie is good. However, Countering is playing this very smart. She's respecting the stun that Annie has at her disposal. Shaco looking to go in on Wukong. The box is good. The fear is also not good, however. But, oh my goodness, he's level 4. He was level 3. He's level 4 now. Wukong is doing a massive amount of damage only with a Vampiric Scepter and what I can assume is a Corrupting Potion start. That's scary, man. That's absolutely scary. He fails the Q, so the gank's not going to happen right now. Wukong is a bit smarter, however. He knows that Shaco's there. Is he going to do something about it, however? He's going to E. Will that be a Q? And is that an ultimate? No, that's just a flash for the kill secure on Shaco. Alright. What red team needs to do right now, however, what they also need is to make sure that this vessel is actually good and successful, and it is. Sona manages to leave it and takes the Q damage. Plus 5% of health to Illaoi. Good job, Illaoi. Not gonna say it was worth it, but you know. A lot of poke from this Lucian. This Lucian is actually going to work quite effectively. Alright. Garen taking turret shots, but really, we've all taken turret shots. It's just a matter of when you take a turret shot to death, then you're just bad. Lucian taking a bunch of damage and lands in the crescendo hit. There's the exhaust, immediately pushed onto Ezreal, and Illaoi tried body blocking her best, but it just wasn't good enough. She goes in there with barely any health against an Ezreal with a lot of damage, even though he only has a Tear of the Goddess, but it doesn't matter because he can spam that stuff, and Sona just does so much work right now. Wukong showing Garen that the might of Demacia isn't much more than a shadow, and there's the ultimate immediately onto Wukong, or rather onto Garen, my goodness. Wukong playing it smart in top lane, and well, he was. EQs on the Garen. Garen can't stop it because Garen's building a Balmy Cinder, and the Illaoi with the kill secure. Let's just back that one up. Illaoi pathing around Gromp. Lots of damage from Wukong onto Garen because he's building straight health and not enough actual armor pen, but thankfully, he's not building Black Cleaver first. If he had been building Black Cleaver, then this game would have been a little bit over faster. Would have been over faster, I should say. And he taking another turret shot, good enough. That is when you do not know the ranges of turrets, you take those hits, and that happens more often than you might think. Well, turret first blood goes over to red team with 15.2 thousand gold to the 14.2k of blue team. Currently, red team is in the lead. However, kill distribution is really messed up with 3 on Wukong and 5 on Ezreal. Illaoi needs to go into the bot lane, or that lane is completely screwed. And a blue Ezreal is a scary thing indeed. Illaoi going in immediately hard after landing the Q onto Garen, but she only manages to do a quarter because she just doesn't have damage. She has no damaging items. She has the Chilling Smite, and she also has Hunter's Potion, but that's just not good enough for damage. Katarina going up against her lead romance in the lore right now, and queuing. So it's damage, you know. She's doing what she can against 2 targets, so, and honestly, I was expecting her to go in because we all know that all players in bronze, gold, silver, and gold only know how to go in. Wukong just punishing this Shaco for thinking he could go up against him, and that's an immediate Q, or that's just a basic attack, and that's just been the game of games. Illaoi trying her best to keep this Lucian alive, and that's what happens when the map awareness just isn't there. This Lucian is having a really bad game. He's doing, he's ticking off all the checkboxes of an ADC, but he's just not doing enough. Annie with the immediate flash tippers, but it's not good enough against the fed Wukong. Wukong trying to escape from both Garen and Annie, but he looks like he has the movement speed, and they're moving away because they know that it's futile. However, bottom lane, Illaoi is trying to get the kill onto Sona. Will they be able to? Ezreal's also really low, and there's the E from Illaoi, and that's good. That's so good right now, because he's 6-1. They need to shut him down. They need to give the gold to red team. Otherwise, this game will just get increasingly hard. Annie getting too close to the monkey, and the monkey is successful in showing her the might of Senjutsu. Good job, Monkey King. That was an anime reference. Hyperweebs to the rescue, I might add. Nidalee trying to push out the bottom lane with Lucian. Lucian currently still 0-3. He has Caulfield's hammer and Cloak of Agility, but the good it will do to him. Oh, and the Nidalee immediately plunges into the tower for the kill. Nidalee going in hard, and once again with the just pouncing on it. Their corpses like they're a ball of yarn. Oh, goodness, Nidalee. Good plays in the bottom lane. Shaco trying to clean up with the mop bucket that he bought at the dollar store, but it's not going to be enough, and it's not going to be even an iota of enough, because right now, what Shaco has done is just fed the Wukong. Lucian alone, Illaoi trying to give him a little bit of cover, but it's just not going to be enough. However, good flash from Lucian, required flash from Lucian, and the cheeky spear from Nidalee just missed by that much. However, she's backing up and she's looking to get a kill on an Annie, on an unsuspecting Annie, in the mid lane. Katarina going in directly mid, just trying to show the dominance. Nidalee no longer going mid into the enemy jungle, just trying to see if she can kill a Shaco, who obviously doesn't think that she's worth the respect of it. She's actually stealing the red buff, which is really good for them. And honestly, the bottom lane jungle has not been Shaco's. The bottom lane jungle has only been Nidalee's this entire game. Sona has to be given credit. She's been doing a lot of the damage in the bottom lane, considering the fact that Ezreal went a double Doran start. Wukong is allowed to push out the top lane. I think that's actually going to be a secondary turret that's, well, for Wukong and on Red Team. Red Team gets second blood on turrets. Good job, Red Team. Wukong ultimate in order to stop the Garen ultimate, and that was really, really intelligent by them. However, Shaco trying to BM and trying to get what he thought could have been a kill steal on a Wukong, but he recognizes that Kitty Cat is right there. And the massive spear from Nidalee equals a dead Ezreal. Oh my goodness, the damage, and the crescendo goes on to Nidalee, but it's not good enough because there's so much damage from Lucian and Illaoi. Great plays have to be watched again. We're going back 15 seconds. We're going back. We have the DeLorean in the form of this mode of spectation. Nidalee, recognizing that Ezreal needs to just be shut down right now. He's 6-2. He cannot be allowed to be 6-2 again. The massive spear. He does an arcane shift in time. There's Sona with the crescendo, but she can only basic attack. She doesn't have the other Q. She doesn't have anything else. It's a Sona. She's not building AP right now like a good player. She is building sorcerer boots. For the only reason I can assume is this is bronze and you can build sorcerer's boots at this level, and you can't build cooldown boots because cooldown boots don't give damage, I guess, but nonetheless, Garen trying to get a kill onto Katarina by going around, ganking the Annie, who, so far, this Annie has played smart. Garen immediately queuing, trying to get a silence. The silence is good, but the E damage is not good. The immediate shumpo onto a ward from Katarina nets her an easy out. However, the first dragon of the game may also go to Red Team. Red Team playing very well with the objectives. Lucian may be in the gutter right now. He may not be able to get his Essence Reaver before 16 minutes. But at the moment, the entirety of Red Team is benefiting from the fact that this Nidalee can land what she needs to land, and she can kill who needs to die. Wukong also making sure that this team is getting carried on his back because Garen is doing nothing. We have all seen what a Garen who carries can do, and a Garen who carries is a Garen who, does a lot of scary stuff. And that was calculated damage. That was just calculated damage by Wukong on an Ezreal. Ezreal has died 3 times in the past 2 minutes. That man has to be on tilt. You go from 6-1 to 6-4 in the span of 3 minutes, and you have to think to yourself, wow. Now Annie AFKing in order to try to get away and try to get CS, but she becomes vesseled. Will she have the fortitude to dodge the tentacles? She does. And does she still have to kill 3? She still has to kill 3. Sona, not a good play. That's not how the vessels work. Katarina looking to get some death. But will the death be good enough? That is a clone. However, they don't know that. Wukong immediately does know that that's a clone because he understands how this game is played. AKA, Shaco's trying to kill them, and he needs to kill them back. It's a simplistic way of looking at the world. I recognize that. But it works for him. Is everybody a vessel in mid lane? Are we really being serious right now? Oh my god. Guys, you don't have to be a vessel. You can dodge the tentacle. I don't know. Lucian, good dodge from the anti-tibbers, even though he got stunned on the outlier, but he managed to get away from the rest of the damage. Oh, that tentacle damage on Sona is proving to be her undoing, but she does have a heal, and she does have a shield, which allows her to do a lot of work. Tibbers immediately following to, well, gangland violence in the middle lane, which won't do him much good, but right now, Lucian needs money. Lucian needs a lot of money, but this Ezreal may be becoming 6-5 in the next couple minutes. Oh, God. No, wait a minute. It may not be good. Oh, there's the arcane shift. There's no arcane shift. There's just dead Ezreal. There's just a dead blonde kid in the bottom lane. He has no tombstone. He has no epitaph. It's unmarked. He's just dead. Right now, however, what red team needs to do is push down these turrets. Garen can push far, but he only has these stupid boots of swiftness with the alacrity potion on it. He's fast. I recognize that. Sona immediately dies after crescendoing and, you know, taking Nidalee with her with the Shaco damage, which is very excellent, and it's required by blue team. Actually, let's back that up. Let's back that up. That's actually a very important thing. Nidalee is 4-0-3 right now. She's in the middle lane, trying to push it out because she knows that the rest of her team needs this actual advantage. You can ignore the top lane right now because Garen can't push very hard. He's only now building his Black Cleaver at 0-4. Nidalee's Spear gets the greed, gets the Sona, but also gets Shaco'd. A lot of damage, however, going out from Illaoi onto Shaco's clone and Katarina onto Shaco's clone. But it's not going to be enough. Lucian, however, not using his skills to burn down the tower faster. He probably should be doing that. He just did. Good job on Lucian. Wukong trying to stop the Garen and being quite successful with the Garen. However, he doesn't have the same level of movement speed. Will Wukong be able to kill Garen? That is the question right now. He's trying to get it. He's trying to burn hard, but Garen will have the Q up in 3 seconds. Will it be enough? It looks like he's going to get away from the Wukong. Wukong not having the day of his life. Illaoi trying to get away from an Ezreal that's seeking blood right now for all the blood that he's actually managed to take. Mist E will not do the work. However, massive turret damage and a vessel again. Illaoi almost manages to kill us an 8-5, or rather previously 7-5 Ezreal. Wukong gets immediately exhausted by Sona. He tries to get out because he recognizes that there's a lot of damage coming his way. And if he gets shut down at 7-1, that's a lot of stuff. However, he manages to get out. He manages to do a cheeky substitute. But the ultimate from Garen is the epitome of a man that has met his wit's end. He just wants the monkey to die. Just get the bananas, but a massive ultimate from Katarina takes down Annie, takes down Garen. Nidalee is on the warpath to kill the blonde kid, and the blonde kid dies. Katarina shutting down the Sona down here because she knows that Sona doesn't respect Katarina's damage, and she has to show her the color of those daggers, and boy does she do that. Kitty Cat is on parade. Alright then, this is a red team push through the middle lane on the secondary turret. They took the first tier turret and they still have, a massive E from Illaoi, and that means a Shaco has to go away. He is vesseled right now. That is a lot of stuff that's coming on him. He won't be able to manage to actually get out of that vessel because he's not hitting any of the tentacles right now. Secondary turret for the blue team goes down, and the blue team, their bottom lane secondary turret may follow because there's a massive red team, that red wave that's actually pushing right there, and Lucian and Katarina are going down. Katarina is not as important, but Lucian, even when underfed, is a massive pushing monster. Both Katarina and Lucian, however, get hit by the massive true shot barrage from Ezreal. Will that mean that they have to retreat? Yes, it does. However, this is silver, bronze, and gold, guys. Retreat just means we advance to another death, but we get 2 kills. That's what it means. And Illaoi is alone in the middle of 5 champions right now. Will she be able to get out? Culling coming in from Lucian, doing very little damage to a guy that has both Chain Vest and Balmy Cinder. Illaoi managing to get out because she's managing to down job, but the spooky ghost managed to make her so slow that she can't get out enough. Katarina looking to try to get a kill. However, the massive damage from Annie is just not good enough. She shows her the T-Bomb, and the T-Bomb is good. Wukong with a massive ultimate onto Ezreal. Ezreal is just trying to get away, but he can't do enough because the Monkey King tells him to bow. Alright, well, the state of the game is actually rather interesting. Nidalee pushing down the top lane in order to get a little bit more pressure. Wukong is looking to figure out what he can possibly do. The stun from Annie is good on a Wukong. Can Sona follow it up? But that's a dead Sona, but that's also a dead Wukong. He's died before. This is not new information. He has died before. However, Nidalee trying to get away, taking a bit of turret damage because the Shaco wisely killed the minions so that the turret could target her. Very good plays by Shaco. Even though he is 2-3-3, he's not done a whole lot for this game beyond like some very cheeky ganks that didn't really pan out very well. Nidalee with the Q trying to go in hard against a Garen that has no magic resistance, gets immediately halved and has to recall, otherwise he is continuing to be at risk. Garen's passive may be strong, but it's not strong enough. Illaoi once again in the middle of two champions alone, but she does have backup this time. Katarina is going to back up her Illaoi. Right now, there's no wards on the Dragon Pit. And blue team may lose yet another objective, and they will lose this game if they continue to do this. Katarina ulting in immediately on a Sona. That's a lot of damage. Katarina getting the ultimate. Illaoi left alone to her own devices. There's a massive ultimate from Illaoi. And will she be able to manage to get all the stuff? She should have gone into Graves. She would have gotten about some health regeneration, but it's just not good enough. And Wukong with a massive ultimate onto our Ezreal, who managed to kill Illaoi. Garen trying to go in hard, trying to get the kills on Nidalee. Lucian with the damage and the culling that managed to just cull straight through Garen's armor. And that is a triple kill onto blue team. Spread out, of course, but that is a massive amount of death, and that could very well be an inhibitor turret down for blue team. And if that is the case, then blue team has a lot more to worry about. Tibbers is immediately failed onto the middle of everything, but a massive amount of damage, manages to clear out the minions, and because of that, they get to live another day. Top lane push from a Shaco clone, and Illaoi immediately going in hard on, well, everything else but Shaco, which is proper. She knows it's a clone, so good job, Illaoi. Shaco's clone, not respecting the Katarina damage, and there's a massive amount of damage from Shaco onto Katarina, but Katarina just says, here, excuse me, let me show you my backhand right now, and Shaco immediately says, whoa there, I have one sword cheek. Don't let me get a second sword cheek. I'm gonna walk away. But he looks like he wants another round. He goes in immediately into the bush. Illaoi hasn't been able to spot him. However, Lucian is in the corner. There's no wards, however. Shaco recalling wisely because he knows that this is at risk. However, blue team is beginning to siege the first tower in the mid lane. This is going to go down. This will give them some level of pressure. They've taken the other lanes, and Shaco wasn't good enough. Let's just watch that again. Oh, there was a ward right there. There was a ward right there by red team, and they didn't know that Shaco was there until he started recalling, I guess. Lucian just says he's not going to waste his time. There's too much damage from Shaco, and you know what? That was a really well done play from Lucian. He gets his first kill of the game, and he recognizes that Shaco is a dangerous target to fight alone, and because of that, he just doesn't. Wukong, you moves into shape of a coward. Not really. A shape of a very intelligent person. Nidalee queuing in onto a Garen. That's a lot of damage, however. Wukong ulting, but a massive Tibbers bomb. Will it be enough? It manages to end Wukong, but it doesn't do enough to kill the other people. That is an Annie and a Garen down. Ezreal still up, though, with a Sona for support. Sona does still have Crescendo, however. That has to be recognized. Ezreal does have both Iceborne Gauntlets and Manamune. It hasn't quite evolved yet, and there's still Nidalee to contend with. That is a massive amount of damage that has to be respected on the map. Katarina currently going away. Don't know what she's trying to do, actually. Lucian pushing down the top lane turret in order to give them some more pressure on the map. However, this could be a really good Baron if they decided to actually do it. However, Lucian still has that stuff. If Illaoi managed to tank it and then co-tanked it with, additionally with Nidalee, they could have taken Baron at this point. There were 2 down, 3 down even with both Shaco, but they chose not to do anything. Because of that, this game will be elongated. That mid lane, this tower right here will consistently be the checkpoint for everyone to break themselves against. There's an Annie Tibber stun. There's Sona Crescendo. there's Ezreal soft CC from hell, calling out from Lucian onto Ezreal. Ezreal misses the Q. However, Ezreal does have a lot of damage. Flash immediately from Lucian. She's just trying. Oh, and a heal from Lucian and a good E from Lucian. However, Ezreal manages to miss it. Will it kill him? And it does, and the Lucian. That's a double buffed Ezreal right now. That is a scary thing. That is a very, very scary thing. Right now, some preliminary wards going out in the actual top lane jungle, which is good enough because they could make a Baron play if they so chose to. Oh, and a Wukong massive ultimate from a Yumo's in line. Timbers bomb onto Wukong isn't good enough. Katarina gets immediately halved. However, Ezreal is at half health. Will the Nidalee Spear end him? And it does. Garen trying to go into the middle and try to assassinate a Wukong who's a massive target. Right now, Nidalee's just walking alongside, trying to be like, here, I'll help you walk straight back to hell. And there's Garen, not quite understanding what just happened, I'm pretty sure, because he's probably going to do it in the next 15 minutes. But nonetheless, there's the crescendo from Sona. Lands directly on a minion. That was a good plan, but it had problems. It had problems. She's trying to stop sources of damage. The inhibitor turret in the bottom lane will fall, however, to Wukong. Garen doesn't quite have enough stuff, but Garen's trying to get the ultimate right now on Wukong or Katarina right now. He has it up in the next 15 seconds. He knows that what's going to happen. Oh, you made a big mistake, honey. I am so sorry, Katarina, but that was the worst decision you could have made. Ezreal's still on the map. You have to respect True Shot Barrage. It's just too strong of an ability, and if you don't, you're gonna die. Illaoi trying to give her Wukong some cover. The ultimate for Garen is still up. He didn't have to use it. Wukong playing incredibly smart. Illaoi, however, and the Annie flashes for Wukong. The culling is no good for Lucian. Wukong doing a very, 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 very risky juke, but it wasn't good. E from Illaoi is good, however. Manages to get Garen as a vessel. Will get tangled. Shaco jumping over the wall, looking to get a flank off. Not a lot of damage going on right now. However, there are two inhibitors that are open right now from the push from red lane, from the red team. What that could mean is a lot of damage. However, massive stun from Annie. Let's actually rewatch that because we missed all of that. All right, well, vessel from Garen. Vessel still from Garen, actually, from last we actually checked out. And there's the Shaco. However, that's a lot of damage onto Illaoi's Tibber stun. From there, Ezreal gets the kill with a True Shot Barrage and the Iceborne Gauntlets proc. And Katarina can go in right now. Annie does not have the stun, and Annie has been, throughout this entire game, been unknowledgeable about how to get her stun. It's Katarina. You are 7, 4, and 8. You have a bajillion items. You have Luden's Echo with a Rabadons. You're just doing craptillion amounts of damage, and you're not going in when they're all at half health and they do not build MR, because these players do not know what MR is. They know what offensive item is. Nidalee going in immediately hard, however, gets punished really, really hard, but a lot of damage goes on Shaco. But there's still 4 champions versus 1, and eventually 4 champions is gonna beat the ever-living hell out of 1. Sona with a Q and good E trying to get out. However, Wukong ultimates for movement speed, which is still a valid move. Katarina acting more like supplementary attack damage. Crescendo immediately from her lands a sad death. That hurts. When the animation goes off and Katarina dies, Wukong also dies because he's not building tank. Wukong, that chain vest needs to be a DMP. That chain vest needs to be DMP. Otherwise, they are going to fail because Wukong will go in and Wukong will die every single time. Hell, magic resistance would be pretty good for him too. And Lucian, okay, the entirety of red team thinks that they can win against 4 champions by going in one by one by one by one. Illaoi, however, Illaoi does have ultimate. She could go in. She does. And she manages to, well, get CC'd a lot, but she still manages to scare them off. Good job, Illaoi. That's why we're spectating you. Not simply because it's fun to spectate bronze, gold, and silver games and you were available. However, top lane push from just minions. No other champions. They're trying to take the dragon off of the map. Because considering the fact, oh, well, they actually had the other dragon too. Wasn't paying attention. Right now, the gold totals are actually really screwed up. Nidalee wanted to go into that. We all know Illaoi getting Tibber stunned. However, that's for the 5th time. However, that's going to be a lot of damage from Garen immediately onto her. Will that be the ultimate? And no, that's True Shot Barrage from Illaoi in order to clean up. However, Wukong from behind with a massive amount of damage from the whirlwind from hell. Son Wukong goes back in. However, Ezreal on the side. Crescendo from Sona will do a lot to Lucian. Illaoi, though, with the cleanup on the blonde kid. And Wukong just shuts down Garen because he knows he can't help that fight. However, Shaco is allowed to do whatever the hell he wants because he has stealth. Sona immediately going back. Both Wukong and Illaoi understand the importance. They need to take these inhibitors. They need to give them some form of advantage. Otherwise, they will continue to lose these team fights because these people keep on getting called out and keep on getting cut out by all of this CC that is at at blue team's disposal. Wukong doing what he actually can do. And Wukong a lot of damage. However, that was a bunch of damage from Katarina onto Sona. And they just for not Katarina, it's Illaoi. There's so many AP champions. There's so many AP champions. And Illaoi fails to flash. You can't be a good player. You cannot be a player that carries a game without failing at least one wall flash or one movement speed dash, something along those lines. But current state of the game, 63k in the hands of red team, 53 in the hands of blue team. A 10k gold discrepancy that we know does not have to mean a damn thing because of the simple fact is that these players have easily thrown. The red team has just gone in one by one into these team fights sometimes, and they have died for it. Now, that does not mean, however, I would count out red team. They still 10k up. They still have both Wukong, who will just absolutely demolish targets. He built Guardian Angel instead of DMP. Probably also the better buy, considering the fact that he is going in and they are focusing him. DMP would have probably been a better third item. DMP, by the way, is dead man's play. Illaoi, however, if she gets the spear off, that target is probably dead. Considering the fact that Garen is still not building magic resistance, Shaco has still not built a damn defensive item to save his life. This is a Baron play from red team. Will it be good though? Shaco is coming in from behind. Will he try to get the smite off? No, he won't. True Shot Barrage was not really respected, but you didn't quite have to respect True Shot Barrage, not with the amount of damage that you have right there. But what red team needs to do right now is just group up, go top lane, push down the turret and the inhibitor. That'll be 3 inhibitors down. They have Baron minions. They have the capability of doing that. Illaoi going in hard for Sona. Sona has to flash for it. Illaoi in the middle of the champions, but Garen going in hard. All of the ultimates popped on Garen, and a good flash from Wukong onto Annie with follow-up from Katarina. Very good follow-up from Katarina. However, Katarina goes into the middle of 2 turrets and pays the price. What happened right there is, well, I think Wukong was soloing the blonde kid. Wukong ultimate immediately going on the most dangerous target in the game, and Wukong understands that Ezreal doesn't quite respect his damage. He's the Monkey King, so bow. You had to bow last time, you'd better bow your ass this time. That is GG blue team. That is a good game, red team. That is well done. Granted, that was about 10 minutes longer than it had to be. That was almost entirely on the backs of both Wukong and Illaoi, but realistically, a victory is a victory, so you'll just take it, you know? But thank you very much to Illaoi, or to Xanthos, for allowing me to spectate his game, and I hope to see you guys at a later date. Have a good night.